Hi, I'm Lucinda Nelson, and I've worked with John and Carol of CrossedBridges for several years, trying to educate our community about addiction and the road to recovery. Tonight was going to be the kickoff to Frederick County Goes Purple, but the rain is coming. So I thought I'd just post a little video as a very small part of a kickoff. I am the executive director of Listen, Love, Pray Foundation, a nonprofit that works in part with the Frederick recovery community. We are privileged to work with the men at Beacon House, directed by Carlton Hill at the Frederick Rescue Mission. We also work with Carlia Summers and her houses that are called Rainbow of Love Recovery. And we work with ladies and other people who are recovering in other local sober homes and in their private homes as well. I'm also a member of a group called SOUL, a grief support group for mothers who have lost a child due to addiction. And 2 days ago, SOUL held a overdose awareness program at One Frederick Health. Within this program, or within the grounds, SOUL put up this commemorative display with life-size photos of the faces of their sons and daughters who have died. They started this last year, and this year the number of faces on these posters have doubled. There are 142 faces, all precious to their families, all lost before their time, all seemingly so young, but who battled a very horrible disease. With every picture, it reminds us of this tragic event. And with every loss that picture represents, there are also many, many others who were in that person's circle that were affected during their battle and of course by their death. You know, if I count on I'm the mom of a child who struggled for 14 years with addiction. My son, Scott, had a long battle and he died in 2019 at the age of 28. And if I count in his immediate circle, how many people were severely affected by his disease, there's a mom, me, his dad, his brother, his sister, his girlfriend, his son, his daughter, a childhood friend. The list goes on, but those are 8 people that were in need of help during the battle and of course, healing after his death. Last night I had a dream that I remember in vivid detail. I was standing with someone in the middle of a highway, and on either side were these beautiful green pastures. And within the pastures, there were horses of all different colors. There were golden horses and white horses, dappled horses, there were brown horses, and then there were silver horses with like long manes of white hair. And with these adult horses, there were exact replica ponies, little baby horses, but they were the exact replica of their parent. And these babies were enthusiastic and they galloped around and kicked up their heels. Sometimes they would, stumble into one another, but they'd shake themselves off and then go and play again. It was a good picture. And I think it was one that represents the way it can be. When each of us share what's innately inside, what's good and life-giving, when we can put that out there with some bit of enthusiasm, it develops a community that is growing and healthy, one where everyone is living life to the fullest. Now, I understand that that is not the landscape we see in our world. But maybe that was a vision of a recovered Frederick, what it could look like. That even though we are currently winding through this really dark valley, lots of tears, we can make it a place of refreshing springs, of green pastures, that our community can grow stronger and stronger with every step forward as we share life. Usually, when I think of kickoff events, I think celebration. And tonight's kickoff is certainly more of a somber occasion. And yet we want it to be meaningful. We want it to attract people that will recognize the magnitude of this issue of substance use disorder and will respond and become part of the solution. I was thinking about significant kickoffs in the past, and I think there was one that I've heard of that really resulted in a big bang, so to speak, kind of a big bang for offering recovery to everyone. And what attracted people to that kickoff? Well, there was this sky full of angels and a bright, brilliant light that stayed for many months. And then a little later on, a group of people said that they saw heaven open and the power of God descend. In today's world, we need all of that to fight and to win against an opponent that is evil and powerful, one that doesn't want us to realize that vision of green pastures and a full life. So I am praying fervently that tonight, the kickoff of Frederick County Goes Purple will have heavenly angels, and that we can see a light that is brighter than any light we've seen yet. And that as each of us go out and interact with people in our circle, that the power of God will descend and work within us to bring recovery to our community. Thank you for letting me share.